Okay, we finished our loops and now we're going to start on vertical stripes. So I've taken 2 needles and I've put a different color of yarn on each needle. And after my loops I laid in about maybe 8 to 10 rows of basic in one color. And now my stripes are going to be blue and orange. So I'm going to start with the blue, and I'm going to weave the blue across from right to left in basic. As just a continuation of the basic I was doing before. Pull that across. My last row ended here, so I counted back 4 and started there. And my 2 ends overlap. If you need a review of that, you can watch video number 2, which is restarting basic. Alright, now I have that across. Now I'm going to take my other color, my contrasting color. The more contrast you have in your stripes, the prettier they'll be. My next color is going to be orange, and orange will be opposite the blue. So blue began under, over, so I'll start the orange over, under. And I'll do it starting at the same side that I started the blue. So my blue went across this way, my orange will go across this way. When we're doing stripes, what we're going to be doing, we're doing vertical stripes, so we're going to be taking turns with our colors. So first I went across with blue, and now with orange, and now it's going to be blue's turn. So let's look at the end here. The blue yarn ended up under the last warp thread. The orange yarn ended up over the last warp thread. Now it's blue's turn, and because orange is over, you know blue has to start under. But since blue is already under, it'll come out if I go under again. So we know blue has to go over something before it can go under, otherwise it'll come out. So we're going to treat the orange warp string as though it were, we're going to treat the orange yarn, as though it were another warp string, and we're going to lay the blue yarn over the orange so that it can now go under the warp string. So now I have an under, an over, and I can go under again. So now I'll take the blue across. Put your finger there so you don't pull too hard. And push it in. Now it's orange's turn. And orange doesn't have a problem because it's already under the blue. So now it's ready to go over the first warp string. It has to go over because blue is under. So we'll go over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and we'll weave orange across. The other side may be the same, or it may be different. We have to get over there to find out. Put your finger there when you pull. And pack it in. Okay, now let's look at the other side. On this other side I have blue under and orange over, which is just the same as it was here. Sometimes it's the opposite, but many times it is the same. So because blue is under, we know it has to go over something before it can go back under that warp string. And you know it has to go under because the orange is over. So since blue now has to go over, we're going to take it over the orange yarn. Did you see that? Now we're going to go under the warp string. And we'll weave across. If I didn't do that, then it would either come out all together, or it might just come out a little bit and leave that end warp string empty. So if you do a few rows of vertical stripes and notice that your end warp strings look kind of empty, you might want to take it out and review this video. Okay, blue is across. Now I'm going to take orange across. Since blue started under, orange will start over. And after you lay in a few rows of your two colors, you'll notice something happening with your warp strings. You'll notice that the colors don't share warp strings. Look at this. On this warp string, only orange is showing. On the next warp string, only blue is showing. That's how we get our vertical stripes. So we have orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, blue. Isn't that cool? All right, we just took orange across. Now it's blue's turn. And blue is under. Now if blue had ended up over, if blue was over this last warp string, I would take it under the orange. So you have to do the opposite. However you end up. If you end up over, you go under your other color. If you end up under, you go over your other color. I ended up under, so I'm going to go over my other color. And then I can go under the first string. So we're taking turns with our colors, and we're treating our other color as another warp string when we get across. Our second color. I started with blue going across, and then orange was my second color. So I'm treating my second color as if it were another warp string. Now it's orange's turn. Since blue started under, orange will start over. And you'll notice that my last warp string on each side is covered. They're not empty. If yours are empty, you need to take out your stripes quickly. Don't wait. Don't keep doing the same thing over and over if it's wrong. Stop right away, because part of being a good weaver is learning to recognize your mistakes early. Okay. Now once again, my blue is under, so I'm going to take it over the orange so that I can go back under the warp string. And I have to go under because orange is over. And my blue will always be opposite my orange. So that's how you do vertical stripes.